So today's the day, saying goodbye to the Model 3, and I'm honestly a little bit sad about it. I feel like I barely drove this car at all. I've just been using the Y, which is why we decided to keep that one instead. But I do like this one, especially after my last one. I feel like there's some good little kind of quality of life upgrades in this over the 2018 standard range that we had before. And just the driving feel of this one, the smallerness of it, even just sort of the styling with the darker windows on this versus the Y, are all appealing to me and make it a little bit harder to get rid of this one, but no sense in keeping two. And with the deal that I got from Vroom, there was no reason to hold on to this anymore. So goodbye today. Be pulling out to the driveway, and they're going to be coming to pick it up a little bit later today. So I guess Vroom works with third-party companies to do the pickup. So they just texted me that they're going to be here later. So far, the process has been very easy. Just went on, did a quote. Actually, my first quote expired because I was waiting for the title to come. And then I had to do three main things. One was just do a DocuSign online for Vroom itself, like with all of the offer details. Then I needed to actually do a notarized appointment that I just did over Zoom, giving I guess power of attorney for transferring the title and everything. And then I had to FedEx in the title. They sent me the FedEx label for it. It was overnight. I could track it the whole way. I didn't love the idea of sending it in before I've been paid and everything, but I figured there's enough tracking around it, and the company's got good reviews and stuff, so felt confident enough about it. And then right after that, the next day, they sent me a message letting me know everything was received and they'd be scheduling pickup, and that was on Friday. It's Monday now. I just got a text from the pickup company that they'll be coming later today. So very easy. And then they say I should have the deposit for the amount within 2 days. So I'll see how long that takes. And then I'll break down the numbers and stuff a little bit later too. So car's nice and clean. Really, we haven't used it since our Cape May trip. So we're sitting at exactly 753 miles on here. We've got 103 miles charged, which is 29% state of charge, and car still feels totally brand new. So let's do our every single time. My wife is not even here, only my phone here, and it's going to her setting instead of mine. Oh, Tesla, you gotta fix that. Alright, so it's gonna be my last little drive in the 3. I almost feel like I should just go drive around the block one last time, but I don't want to add more miles. Alright, that's it. Yeah, I mean, if I could get this feeling of driving in the Y, I would be a very, very happy person. It's just got a little bit more responsiveness, lower to the ground, feels more connected to the road, a little bit more stiffly sprung. Not that the Y is bad or anything, but just, when you go from one right to the other, I do like how the 3 feels a tiny bit more. But obviously not enough to keep this one over the Y. The practicality of the Y has really been the main deciding factor for us. So we've got the long range for that. Gets a little bit less range, but we can fit a lot more stuff in the back, and with the 3 boys in their car seats in the back seat, just a little bit easier for us. So that's it for this one, and I'm going to fast forward to the future now and tell you about the pricing and how all of it ended up working out after they come pick it up. coming at you from the future. Ooh, in my flying car. No, just kidding. This is the Buick, or Enclave. My wife's got the Tesla right now. But I'm going right now to the bank to deposit my check from Vroom for selling the Model 3, which was an incredibly painless and pretty quick experience. I'm honestly shocked that it went this well, this quickly, this easily, and that nothing else came up. Honestly, even easier than probably like returning the lease for my old Model 3. So let's see. So what was involved in it? I'll post the actual numbers down in the description below to make it a little bit easier to follow than me just talking through it all. But essentially what ended up happening was we ended up with a Model 3 and a Model Y, not through an accident or anything, but through my own sort of poor planning and just deciding it was easier and beneficial to keep both than trying to cancel an order and losing the deposit and everything, and our inability to decide like which one we actually wanted. So we ended up with both, had them for about a month, and ultimately decided to sell the 3. One, because the convenience of the Y was a bit better for us as a family of 5 plus the dog and our frog that we have now. We just fit a little bit better in the Y. It's easier for us to fit all of our stuff in the back when we end up going away for the day or even for a shorter trip. Figured it would work well for our ski trips too, and we're gonna get a roof rack put on it and everything. So just a little bit more space, not hugely different, but a little bit better. And the downsides to it, like the range and the performance and like overall kind of stiffness, I guess, of the ride, weren't enough that it made a big difference for us. So keeping the Y now, and decided to sell the 3. So I had done quotes with a few of the online brokers, I guess you'd call. So I tried CarGurus, Carvana, Vroom, Driveway, Edmunds, and might have tried a couple others. Shift was one that was recommended, but it turns out they don't operate here in New Jersey. The Edmunds, I think, or no, not Edmunds, Auto Trader, didn't want to give me like a direct quote for I don't know if it was because it's specifically a Tesla or because it's a Model 3, or because it's a car with such low mileage on it and essentially a brand new car, but they only kind of give me a range rather than a direct quote. And so the 2 most compelling ones were CarGurus and Vroom. So ended up doing quotes for both the 3 and the Y, just a comparison shop. And the 3 ended up, both of them were really good offers, honestly. So I think a big thing that helped was, I had ordered both cars several months ago. The Y was 7 months ago. The 3 was about 3 or 4. And in the meantime, there have been a whole bunch of price increases from Tesla itself, plus the the overall increase in demand that's come with electric vehicles as a result of gas prices going up so much. So all of those things led to an even higher price, and just made it obvious for me to sell rather than holding on, even though I did kind of like having 2 Teslas available for us at all times. And so but both of them ended up with offers around $9,000-ish over what I actually paid. The 3 was the Y was slightly higher in overall profit, but not significant, and the 3 was better like overall percentage wise, since it's a cheaper car. So that helped with the decision as well, although honestly we just kind of picked based on what we actually needed the most. So I went through all of that process, and after I had the quote, just needed to upload a little bit of paperwork So I had to provide a copy of my driver's license, the scan like the title of the car, I think the purchase agreement, and registration. I don't remember if I had to do insurance or not, just to prove that I was the owner and everything. So all of that was super easy. Just did it online, did it through the phone, and was basically able to move forward at that point. All right, yeah, so then after I provided all of those things, they sent me a couple of more steps to complete. First, I had to actually just upload the title, I think, at that point, to prove that I was the actual owner of the car, and because I had said that there was no lease or loan out on it. So that was easy, although I did have to end up waiting a little bit extra time for that to come in the mail. So Tesla handled the registration and the license plates, and I'm pretty sure they just forgot to send it for the 3. So I picked up the 3 about a week before the Y. The Y, I got the plates and everything within about a week. The 3 I still hadn't gotten at that point, so I called Tesla to ask what was going on, and they said I would have it within like 2 more days, which was true, but I'm pretty sure they only sent it at that point because that's when I got the notification from FedEx that I had a delivery coming. So once I finally had that, I was able to like move forward with Vroom. So so uploaded that. Then I needed to do like a online notary appointment, which was just like a Zoom call with somebody. That was very easy. I think took about 5 minutes total. I just had to swear that I was me and everything was accurate as far as like the odometer and condition of the car and everything. And then just had to wait for them to schedule the pickup. So they just did that yesterday, and they called me like an hour beforehand. I wasn't like totally expecting them to come that quickly, but it worked out fine. Give me a call when they were about 25 minutes away, and then when they were there, because of the way our street is, they couldn't get the big truck down there, so I had to just like meet them on the corner in the intersection basically. But pickup guy was super friendly. We were just chatting about the car. He was surprised that I was selling a brand new car, although understood why when I explained the money and everything. And he said, yeah, that was pretty common right now. So easily loaded it on. I almost forgot to give the keys again. With using your phone as a key with Tesla, I always sort of forget that you actually have the physical keys, so I just scrambled to find them, and I actually had to reprogram one of our old ones for the new car because I couldn't find the second key for it. But that was all super easy, and then once I found the other key, I just reprogrammed it for the new car. So that took about 5 minutes. I got an immediate receipt of that pickup and like the bill of lading or whatever they call that, and about an hour or 2 later, got an email saying that from Vroom saying the check was on its way, giving me FedEx tracking. That took several hours to get updated, which gave me a little bit of a concern. But by the night, it was already marked as being submitted to FedEx, and then I'd have it the next day. And lo and behold, I got it this morning. So I'm not really sure how they like evaluated the condition and everything, but it must have been like kind of at the time of pickup, because the check was already like mailed out by the time I would assume the car was delivered. So it looked like it was getting delivered out to, was it Hanover, Pennsylvania? No, I think somewhere closer to Philly, but I forget where. That would have taken at least an hour or 2 to get there. So they must have done sort of like on-site inspection and just said it looked great and everything, so that was no problem. I ended up not giving them the charger. They didn't deduct anything for that, and I have it listed on eBay now. Those are going for like $300, so that was a nice little extra. So hopefully I'll end up getting that, but we'll see. And if not, I'll have an extra one at home and for when we travel and stuff now. Yeah, got the check, and super easy. So talking some of the numbers. So for the Model 3, starting with that, so when I had initially ordered it back in March, the purchase price, so this is your base Model 3 long range. I have it in the Deep Space Blue, which adds $1,000, but I have the normal yeah, 18-inch wheels, which take $2,000 off the default price that they give you, but it's technically the default price. I don't have enhanced autopilot or full self-driving, nor any of the other options. So that was $51,999. And after the $250 deposit, as well as the like tax, I guess there's no tax in New Jersey, but as well as like the delivery fees and all of those things, and ended up being $53,578.85 that I had to pay at delivery. And I didn't end up financing or leasing or anything. I just bought it outright. Had I ordered it now, it would be $58,990, so that's a $7,000 increase over what I actually paid for it. And what Vroom actually ended up giving me was $61,808 even. So ended up making just under $10,000 on it, sort of. Maybe a little bit less if you include like the final price. So somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000. Other offers. So Kelley Blue Book gave me a trade-in value of $61,908, so I came pretty close to that. Or a private party sale value of $64,419, so I was about $3,000 under that. CarGurus gave me the second best offer. That was $60,945. So I beat that by a little under $1,000. CarMax wanted me to schedule an appointment, but their estimated offer was, and the closest appointment was like somewhere far out in Pennsylvania, so I wasn't going to do that. So their estimated offer range was $49,648 to $61,157. So huge range, and even the top of that was lower. Driveway took a little while to get back to me, but they offered $57,000. And Carvana was an instant offer, and they offered $55,200. So they were just about they were the lowest actual real offer. For the Y, so what I initially paid when I ordered back in November was, where is it? $59,990. Had I ordered it now, it would be $66,990, so that's a $7,000 increase also. So same as the 3. For that one, let's see, Kelley Blue Book gave a private party value of $72,606, or a trade-in value of $68,869. Retail value, I don't know what that means, but retail value of $74,292. So same configuration for that one. That's also long range, blue, standard wheels, which on the Y are 19-inch, and none of the other options. So offers. So for the Y, I only got offers from Vroom and CarGurus. So CarGurus was offering $70,668, which was the best offer. So that would have been a profit of about $8,000, a little bit less. So again, a little bit less than like the actual on the 3. CarGurus, Vroom offered $68,000 for that one. Driveway, I never actually got a quote. Edmunds only gave me a range, and Carvana wanted me to schedule an appointment and didn't give me a range either. So oddly, a little bit more flexibility and options with the 3 than the Y, despite the Y seeming to be more popular and more expensive car. So that helped as well. So I hope that helps with any decisions you might be making about potentially selling your car to one of these online dealerships, I guess. So my experience with the Vroom was fantastic. I would give it absolutely 10 out of 10. no concerns at all with it. They were very responsive, found them very easy to work with. The communication was, never went more than about a day before like hearing what the next steps were going to be and everything. I mean, granted, I was very, anxious to like get everything done, so I took care of it very quickly, but it was all very straightforward and moved very fast. The pickup experience was fantastic, very professional, super nice. Wasn't worried all about them like messing up the car or anything. They did a great job with that and made it super convenient for me. So yeah, all in all, very low effort, very easy to do. I would almost consider just buying another Tesla to flip it again, but realistically, I think there's a little bit too much downside risk there. I don't know, if Tesla's going to raise the prices as much again. I don't know if I would end up getting the same offer. This one kind of worked out because we sort of needed the car anyway, and like worst comes to worst, we would have just kept the 3 for now. A happy kind of situation that worked out that we could make a little bit off of it. So, I would overall do it again. Definitely recommend Vroom. I've heard good things about Carvana, CarMax, and CarGurus as well. Just they didn't have quite as competitive offers. If we had ended up doing the Y, we would have gone with CarGurus. So I think that probably would have been a pretty similar experience, but it was good to see Vroom is, as a company that I hadn't really heard much about before. Of course, I did some initial research and made sure they were legitimate and everything before just sending them the title off, not getting any money or anything. But glad to see that the experience was really good, and I would definitely recommend them for anyone looking to resell a car, especially right now with the demand being as high as it is, without having to go and deal with a dealership and all of the negotiations and all of that. Yeah, great experience. So I hope that is helpful for everybody. If you found that interesting and enjoyable, please do give a like. Helps this channel out, helps other people find it, helps it surface up in the algorithm. So that's greatly appreciated. I've got a bunch more things coming. We've got some road trips coming up, some stuff I'm editing together from our recent trip to Legoland, from my trip to Seattle. We've got a couple of planned trips out through sort of the Northeast area, and then later in the year we've got some really big road trips up to Acadia National Park and probably down south and potentially even out west a little bit. So subscribe for all of that. Hopefully I'll get a couple more EVs available to me to check out and get some more impressions and reviews beyond just the Teslas that I've had so far. So subscribe for that so you don't miss anything. And other than that, thank you so much for continuing to watch. Appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.